Okay, so Travis here with Lear's Trophy Taxidermy and kind of our four-part series of caping out, um, caping the hide off of the body of the deer, caping the hide off the head of the deer. This next step is going to be how to remove the lymph nodes from a deer. So again, if you're in those chronic wasting disease areas where you can't transport spinal matter, bone matter, brain tissue, or anything like that, and you want to have your deer tested for chronic wasting, this is what you're going to be looking at doing so that they can get a good sample of it and actually test that sample and let you know if it was positive or negative for that. Typically, it's going to be a situation where you're going to have the full body of the deer out in the field, and you'll just turn it up, have its head towards the sky, and then feel over here for where the larynx is at. And when you find that, you make an incision upwards towards the back of the ears. So since we already have our deer skinned out, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to find the back of the mandible, which is the bottom jaw, and we're going to make an incision there and come back this way. So which ultimately you're going to be coming to that last vertebrae that's coming into the skull just to open things up. And your lymph nodes will actually be located in here behind the windpipe. So let's make our incision. And again, so here's where the larynx would be, and we've already cut that. So what we'll just do is we'll just make a cut like this, back to the ears, and then we'll come up just behind the jaw. And I'll actually cut through the windpipe. And too far down, there's a bone. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So just basically like a finger length away from the eardrum, and come down and come towards the front of the jaw. So we can tip this up. Let's see. So what we can do is just clear this windpipe away. So this muscle here, those lymph nodes are going to be tucked in right behind that. We should start seeing them here soon. Okay, so right there are 1 and 2 lymph nodes. It's just a little, almost a kidney bean shape. So you can just take basically a little plier or tweezers, just grab hold of that and just cut around it. Sometimes it's just easier to use your hands. Biggest thing is you want to make sure, try not to cut them. You want to keep them intact as much as you can. Okay, so there's one. side, we're getting caught on something. Okay. Yep, so there you can see it just right on the back side underneath that fatty tissue that we had there. Sometimes a smaller scalpel works a little bit better. And there we go. So there are our 2 lymph nodes out of our deer. So that would get sent in for testing, and then they'd be able to tell you if they're chronic wasting disease, if it's positive for chronic wasting or not. So as you can see here, they're about the size of your thumb, the tip of your thumb. So kidney bean shape, stuck back behind the windpipe, right behind the lower jaw, and kind of back where that vertebrae comes in. So that's our video on how to remove lymph nodes. If you got questions, you always contact your Game and Fish Department or DNR, and they'll be happy to help you out with that. Because ultimately, the more samples we can get them, the more testing they can do, the more we can figure out about this disease. So if you're looking for our next video, we're going to show you how to field prep a European mount so that you can actually transport the skull in an area with chronic wasting. Thanks for watching.